Dog kept barking at this pregnant woman's belly. The reason will shock you. A pregnant woman's dog wouldn't stop barking at her belly. When she discovered the unusual reason for her pet's anxiety, she was shocked. Any pet owner will agree that our furry companions have an uncanny ability to sense things that humans often miss, no matter how hard we try. Many animals possess an extraordinary sixth sense, allowing them to detect subtle energies and emotions that go beyond our five senses. When a young woman named Alhana discovered she was pregnant, she and her husband were overjoyed. Their dog, Keola, however, didn't share their excitement. Instead, she began acting strangely, repeatedly nudging Alhana's belly and whimpering sadly. At first, Alhana dismissed Keola's odd behavior, assuming the dog was simply seeking more attention. Unable to give Keola much attention due to the demands of pregnancy, Alhana found the behavior increasingly annoying. However, it persisted until she finally realized the reason behind it. Pets often seem to possess a sixth sense for detecting subtle energies or hidden dangers, and Alhana and her husband Ricky experienced this firsthand with their beloved dog, Keola. Alhana and Ricky had been trying to have a baby for several months, and when Alhana finally became pregnant, they were incredibly happy. The only disappointment was that their always kind and calm Keola started behaving restlessly and even sometimes aggressively. She would nudge Alhana's belly with her wet nose for hours, whine, and press against it. The pet always tried to lie as close to her owner as possible. When Keola saw that Alhana wasn't responding, she would start barking loudly, so Alhana sometimes had to lock her in another room. Alhana had no idea what was happening to her dog. Eventually, she decided to ignore the strange behavior, but soon realized that this was a mistake and that Keola was actually trying to tell her something very important. Meanwhile, Alhana's pregnancy was progressing without any problems or complications, and she was thrilled about the upcoming motherhood. Although she felt great, it became harder and harder to ignore Keola's increasingly strange behavior. Even Ricky noticed that Keola practically didn't leave his wife's side. At first, the couple thought it was a strange phase in their pet's life related to jealousy and lack of attention. However, in the 18th week of pregnancy, Alhana suddenly experienced sharp back pain. The pain was so severe that she could barely walk. Worried about what this might mean for his beloved wife and their future child, Ricky urgently took Alhana to the hospital. Strangely enough, the doctors couldn't find any problems. They told Alhana that she was suffering from back pain because the baby's weight was putting serious stress on her body. Alhana believed the specialists, calmed down, and went home. At home, Alhana's back hurt again, so she decided to consult with friends. They advised her to listen to Keola's instincts. Despite the fact that doctors couldn't find any abnormalities, the dog probably sensed that something was happening to her owner. Eventually, Alhana's mother convinced her to see another doctor for additional tests. Her mother was absolutely sure that Keola's behavior was not accidental. Indeed, after a series of examinations, Alhana was diagnosed with a serious kidney infection, which could have caused her kidneys to fail at any moment, inevitably leading to the death of the fetus and possibly Alhana herself. She was immediately sent to the hospital, where she was given a serious course of antibiotics and special medications. A week later, Alhana returned home feeling much better, and when it was time to give birth, she had a beautiful baby boy whom the couple named Jim. As soon as Alhana brought her newborn son home from the hospital, Keola immediately ran up to him, sniffed the baby, and wagged her tail joyfully. It was as if she understood that Jim and his mother had been on the brink of death all this time. From that day on, Keola spent a lot of time next to her new friend and hardly left his little crib. Despite being a large and strong animal, she knew exactly how to be gentle and loving, spending time cuddling with Jim and his parents. At first, Alhana and Ricky were a bit nervous about Keola following their newborn son everywhere. They kept a close eye on the baby and the dog's behavior, but soon their loyal pet proved that she was quite capable of taking care of her little friend. Surprisingly, Jim wasn't afraid of the large Keola at all. The baby would easily fall asleep when the dog was nearby, and she loved to kiss and lick his tiny feet when he was sweetly napping. It seemed that Keola treated him like her own puppy, which finally allowed the owners to relax and trust their pets. Now, Keola and Jim love walking around their neighborhood together with Alhana and Ricky. As soon as Keola sees Alhana dressing Jim, she starts jumping with excitement because she knows it's time for walks and play. Keola loves spending time with Jim, especially when he's playing on the floor in his pajamas. While most dogs might lack the patience for such moments, Keola happily stays by his side, even posing adorably next to her best friend. The bond between Keola and Jim grew quickly, and they're now inseparable. Alhannah and Ricky couldn't be happier seeing their beloved son and loyal pet share such a special connection. The beaming smile of their little son is the ultimate proof of Keola's impact. Jim adores having his four-legged friend by his side and misses her dearly when she's not around. Watching the playful pair, Alhannah and Ricky can't help but smile. Alhannah is forever grateful to Keola for her intuition and instinct, which saved both her life and that of her beloved son. It's frightening to think what might have happened if Alhannah had trusted the doctors completely and ignored Keola's persistent behavior. From that moment, Keola became more than just a loyal pet. She was a true family member and a devoted nanny to little Jim as he grew. It's easy to overlook or even scold a pet for unusual or annoying behavior, but Alhannah is grateful she chose to trust Keola's instincts instead. What an incredible story! If you enjoyed this video and want to see more, don't forget to hit that like button, share it with your friends, and subscribe to our channel. We'd love to hear your thoughts, so please leave a comment below. See you in the next video.